Have you ever been stabbed in the back by the very person you thought had your back? That's exactly what happened to me. One day I walked into work thinking everything was normal, and the next thing I knew, I was banned from the team. And the worst part? My own colleague, the one who smiled with me in meetings, the one who pretended to be my ally, was the loudest voice cheering for my removal. She called my work sloppy, unnecessary, and disruptive. She thought she had the upper hand. What she didn't know was that the one person she was trying to crush was also the one holding the keys to her paycheck. Yes. Every dollar that made it into her bank account had to pass my approval. And when the truth came out, the game flipped upside down. Let me take you back. I worked in a company where hierarchy wasn't always visible. Some of us had responsibilities that weren't flashy, but critical. My job was in operations and finance. I wasn't in the spotlight, but I made sure things ran smoothly. Salaries, expenses, approvals, they all had to pass through my desk before reaching accounts. Most of the team never paid attention to this. They assumed their money magically appeared at the end of the month. My colleague, let's call her Rachel, was one of those people. She was popular, loud, and always wanted to be the center of attention. She thought she ran the place. She thought my quiet work meant I had no power. She couldn't have been more wrong. IT started with small digs. Rachel would make comments in meetings calling my work child's play. She'd roll her eyes when I spoke. Slowly, she started influencing others, painting a picture that I was unnecessary. At first, I ignored it. I thought, let her talk. My results speak for themselves. But then came the breaking point. Management was looking for someone to blame for a failed project. Rachel seized the opportunity. She put my name forward. She exaggerated mistakes, twisted facts, and suddenly the decision was made. I was temporarily banned from the team, removed from projects, left standing outside the circle I had worked so hard to build. And who was cheering the loudest? Rachel. She thought she had won. The first day after the ban, I walked through the office and felt eyes on me. Whispers. Smirks. Rachel stood taller than ever, like a queen on her throne. She didn't just want me out. She wanted to humiliate me. She celebrated my downfall, told others this was proof she was right. But here's the thing about power, it's not always where people think it is. She had no idea that behind her paycheck, her benefits, even her performance bonuses, there was a chain of approval. And I was sitting right in the middle of it. She thought I was powerless. But in reality, she had tied her own survival to the very person she wanted destroyed. I could have lashed out immediately. I could have exposed her lies, confronted her publicly. But revenge is sweeter when it's patient. So I kept calm. I let her enjoy her fake victory. While she strutted around the office like she'd conquered the world, I quietly reviewed her records. I checked her attendance, her late arrivals, her expense reports, her incomplete tasks that I had been covering up for months. Yes, that's right. While she mocked me, I had been protecting her, making sure management didn't see the cracks in her performance. I realized she didn't just owe me gratitude, she owed me her career. The turning point came at the end of the month. Payroll time. Salaries had to be reviewed, signed, and released. As usual, her name came up. And that's when I remembered. This is my battlefield. I didn't stop her pay. I didn't do anything illegal. But I followed every rule to the letter. No shortcuts. No quiet approvals. I flagged every irregularity in her record. I sent questions to management. I requested clarifications. Her pay was delayed. Her bonus was suspended for review. Suddenly, the same Rachel who laughed at my ban was sitting in front of me, panicked, asking, "Why hasn't my salary come through?" That was the moment she realized she had underestimated me. The shock on her face was priceless. She had built her power on loud words, but mine was built on silent systems. I didn't need to argue. I didn't need to defend myself. All I had to do was let the structure speak. When her bonus was officially denied due to performance inconsistencies, she tried to fight back. She claimed favoritism, accused me of sabotage. But the records spoke louder than her voice. Every late arrival, every missed deadline, every false claim, documented. She had walked into her own trap. The same management that listened to her complaints about me was now asking, Rachel, how could you let this happen? And here's the deeper truth. Power is not always visible. Sometimes the quiet worker in the corner has more control than the loudest voice in the room. Rachel had built her image on surface strength, but she had no foundation. She thought popularity was power. But in the end, real power is about systems, about influence that isn't seen until it's too late. And once she realized I controlled not just her paycheck, but her professional record, her arrogance melted. She avoided me in the hallways. She stopped making jokes at my expense. She understood that she had bitten the very hand that fed her. Did I enjoy it? Of course. Watching her go from smug to silent was satisfying. But more than satisfaction, I learned a bigger lesson. Revenge isn't always about destruction. Sometimes, it's about revelation. About showing someone the truth they refuse to see. Rachel learned the hard way that respect matters. That mocking others without understanding their role can backfire. That every cog in the machine matters, especially the ones you ignore. My revenge was not in ruining her life. It was in letting her see the reality she had denied. I was not powerless. I was essential. In the end, management reinstated me. They realized the ban had been a mistake, fueled by bias and half-truths. Rachel's credibility dropped. Mine rose. People started treating me with the respect I had always deserved. But I didn't forget the lesson. Sometimes, the people cheering your downfall are the ones most dependent on your eyes. And sometimes, the sweetest revenge is simply letting the truth play out while you stand strong. So next time someone underestimates you, remember, silence doesn't mean weakness. Quiet power is still power. And when the right moment comes, it will speak louder than any insult.